Welcome back to episode 22 in the Youthful Revolution series featuring Immortal DC. The 5th season is starting, but the transfers, well, they are still ongoing. It is still open for business. So today is gonna be a little bit different than normal, because normally we would have played 1 or 2 games in the last episode, but we didn't do that, so we are starting with 4 games in this episode, or in this season. The reason for that is because at the end of this game against Balanense here, around the end of August, 1st of September is where the transfers are ending. That is, the transfer is closing. So I think we're going all the way to that. So 4 games in this episode. And let's just highlight the season preview here again, and also who we are up against. We are 5th seeded, which is incredible. I mean, I could not have expected that to happen. But that doesn't mean we're gonna win. That doesn't mean we're any good. We'll see about that. But we're up against Aroca, who is one of the top teams. Not in the first game, but we're up against them. We're also up against Firenze, who is a mid team. So that's gonna be interesting to see how we are. And also these guys who we are playing first, Liaxos, whatever their name is. 11th, and we're also playing Belenenses, who is probably one of the, the media is predicting them to be one of the bottom teams. So what I hope from these 4 games is that we can get between 6 to 9 points. Of course, if we get 12 points, I would be very, very happy, but 6 to 9 points is probably what I'm aiming for here. And of course, we do not have the overview here in the first 3 games, because it doesn't work before that. I don't understand why, but why not take the statistics from last season and use that? I mean, they're probably gonna play the same way, but it's just a little bit ridiculous to me. But we do have the scout report, so we can go through that at least. So they do have good leadership, good pace, jumping reach, balance, agility, goalkeeping seems to be good, defense seems to be good. Alright, pretty good flair, pretty good acceleration, pretty physical overall. Creativity, they get quite a lot of their, well, not that many, but a couple of assists is from the left side of their pitch. On the other hand, their teamwork is not very good. Eccentric, goalkeeping, aggression, they lack aggression, that's good to know. Passing, work rate, heading, long shots, and it doesn't really say where the assist is coming from against them. Another way we can figure things out here at the early stage of the season is going into the data hub and actually going into the scout report here, because we can see a couple of things about their manager. 4-3-3, defensive midfielder wide is probably what he's going to be playing. Very cautious mentality. Could be, I mean, they are playing at home, so they could also have a balanced mentality. More often pressing style, so they are very likely going to be a sort of gegenpressing and mixed marking style. Okay. The analyzer can also be a little bit tricky to use here at the start of the season, because we are looking at friendlies, and not all friendlies actually have these things in there, but this one do, and that is in the start of their friendlies. At home against Rio Ave, so a pretty good opponent, and it does look like they're playing a 4-3-3 for sure. Also fairly wide when they do have the ball, and very narrow when they do not have the ball. So yeah, it's very typical 4-3-3, I would say. So with that knowledge, I think we can tweak our tactics slightly to have a better chance against them. The first thing I actually want to do is change this role right here. I don't want to change the role specifically, but what I do want to take out, and we do only do this for 1 match, because normally I would cut inside, but against these guys, I don't think I want to cut inside with my winger. I actually want to go on the outside because of how narrow they're sitting. And the same thing is going to be for the wingback here. I don't want him to cut inside with the ball. That is not for this game. And I think we're going to start with balanced mentality, but we are very likely putting it on cautious if we cannot control the ball. If we are like, if it's going to be a 60-40 for them, we're probably going to go back to cautious. But we're going to start on balanced, and I think we should probably also go a little bit just fairly narrow rather than narrow in attacking with here, because they are fairly wide when they are attacking, but they're very narrow when they're not attacking. So us maybe being not as narrow could leave a couple of gaps in their midfield, hopefully. It might not happen, but we'll see. It's just a feeling that I got that I want to do that. I think we do want to run a defense with them sitting very narrow, just running on the outsides. I think we do want to take underlap out and actually overlap. No, we just want to not really do anything there. We just want to do this instead. And I think that's about it for the tactics. So let's figure out who we're going to play. In goal, it's going to be Roberto. On the right-hand side, we're going to put Hoffer on the inverted wingback role. Central defender on the right-hand side, we're going to put Pinto in there. And on the left, it's going to be Reis. Wingback on the left is going to be Elio Silva. Defensive midfielder, Marcelinho. Segundo volante, Otavio Enrique. We're going to take Gonçalves as the winger for this one. And the inverted winger is going to be Sambu. Target forward, of course, we're going to put Di Paula on that one. And the advanced forward is going to be Jurgensen. And on the bench, which is actually going to be a quite good bench, it's Lopez, Faiju, Vilhak, Regis, Viara, Penguinha, Saulo, Hugo, and Graubert. Or Gaubert, I think it's Gaubert actually. But yeah, very good bench here. So I think that's about it. Let's get in there and hopefully we can find a good win here away from home in the first game. 20 minutes in and I of course paused the game. Right, so right now it seems like it's gonna be a very even game where they are in control. Kind of what we thought would happen, or at least what I thought would happen. There is probably a couple of things we might want to do, but I don't think it's right there yet. But I think the only thing we're going to do here is actually just put it on cautious because we're not controlling the game anyway. So we might as well be a little bit more cautious about how we're doing things. We do have a couple of yellows already, which is a concern. 3 yellows already. That is the biggest concern right now I have. Otherwise, I think it's okay that we are kind of just sitting back and waiting a little bit for them to try and do things and then counter them. And yeah, both of us had one highlight. So I think we're fine. 35 minutes in, they do score a goal, and it's a pretty big mistake from one of our central defenders. I actually don't know who it was, but yeah, not great. It's a pretty good goal for them. Half time, and unfortunately behind 1-0. Now here is the positive, because it is negative to be behind, of course, but the positive is we are the best team. 100%, we are the best team out there. Kind of unfortunate that we didn't score on one of our chances. 0.90 in XG, only 0.26 for them. They scored on one of 2 opportunities they had. It was a mistake by Reis. He tried to play through the mid, and I don't know why he did that. That was stupid. It was a very stupid pass. It's definitely a that's one of those that is gonna count as a mistake leading to a goal. 100%. That was stupid. So Rice not having a good game, Alio Silva not having a good game. I think our left-hand side is not looking great, with also Sambu on 6.3. We probably need to make a change over there right now. I don't feel comfortable with who is playing over there right now. Also, the yellow cards, it doesn't look great. Sambu is already down in terms of his... Yeah, I think Sambu is coming out here. I don't really trust him anymore. Hugo is way better on the ball, so that could help us out a little bit. He definitely did pretty well in the preseason, but so did Sambu, and Sambu is not doing it right now. I think I'm also going to take Silver off for Vilhag. Vilhag is not really fit, but he's way better defensively and way better on the ball than Silver is. And it was Rice trying to put it out to Silver that actually, you know, that's where the mistake happened. So I think we're going to do that. I don't think we're going to change anything tactically except from just, you know, taking 2 of the guys out. I should probably take Rice out because of that mistake, but I mean, I think it's the first mistake I've ever seen him do, so no, I'm not going to take him out. He's gonna play. So yeah, there it is. It's gonna be 2 subs at the half time here. 71 minutes in and things are not looking too great, to be honest. We just can't get the ball off them too often. It's just we can't get them. Unfortunately, they're just playing it around and then they get a small opportunity or something like that. But I mean, if we do get the ball back, we can probably do something. And also fresh legs here. Fresh legs is definitely important in the midfield. We need fresh legs who can actually take the ball off them. We also got the yellows to be worried about here. Marcelinho, he played fairly okay, but I think we are doing something like putting Faijo in there, and then we're moving Vilhag up to the midfield, because I think we need to. Faijo on the wingback role instead, and Hopfer on a yellow is not great, but he is probably the man to take it off them. He's very good tackling, right? He got really good tackling. Yeah, well, 11. But he got the work rate and the stamina and teamwork and all of that. So yeah, he probably needs to be in there, because it's not about when we do have the ball, it's about getting the ball right now. We can't take it off them. So Gonçalves here, we probably want some fresh legs there as well. Probably Saldo. I don't think Penguin... I think Penguinhar could be... Yeah, okay, let's do Penguinhar. And I think... Do we do the last sub already now? I don't think I can afford to do that. I think I'm going to wait until the 80th minute here with the last sub. But just fresh legs in the midfield, fresh legs on the wing. That could help us out. We need to win the ball back more often than we do right now, that's for sure. And there's nothing tactically we can change that would make that happen. No. 1 minute later, set piece, goal, there we go. God dang it. Well, yeah, I mean, what can we do? It is what it is, right? Could we go... I mean, we don't have the ball, so going higher tempo is probably... We can't even go attacking. Actually, I'm gonna go put it on very attacking and see what's gonna happen. Because 2-0, we can use that result. And if it's gonna be 3-0, who cares, right? It's like... It doesn't matter if we concede one more time here. We need to score 2 goals in 15 minutes time, so... I just don't see it happening. I think we're gonna do the last sub as well. We might as well try and do something. I think someone who could influence the game would be probably someone like... I'm probably more worried about the yellow cards here. So Regis probably. I would rather have fresh legs, still have fresh legs, and Regis is definitely not a bad fullback in there, or inverted wingback to have in there. So I think we're gonna do that. Actually, move Fiju to the left hand or right hand side instead, and have Regis on the left hand side. Yeah, there's just not a whole lot we can do here. And just to finish it off, also a corner for them and another set piece goal, of course. Yeah, why not? But we do manage to find at least one goal, and it might even be goal of the season. Take a look at this one. Regis from long range and hammering it in. Lovely. Full time, 3-1 in our first game of the season. Yeah, that is a very disappointing result. I wouldn't say I'm disappointed with the performance, because I think we did kind of what I expected us to do. It was a very even game in terms of statistics, which that's what I thought it would be. They're 4 shots on target and they got 3 goals. I mean, their XG is 1.2, so on another day, I think this would have been a 1-1, but 2 set-piece goals. I mean, again, what I'm frustrated with here is that tactically, I don't think there is anything I would have changed throughout this game or how I did it. So there's just nothing you can do about it. And when you're sitting there thinking, oh, there's just nothing I can do about it, you get even more frustrated when you know there is something you could do about it. So it's like, it's a personal mistake, the first goal, and then 2 set-piece goals. You can't really do much more than what we did here. Honestly, one thing I do have a little bit... It does say that we don't have anything hitting the woodwork. Now, I know we hit the woodwork one time with Dapola. He hit the woodwork, but it didn't register. Why? Is the statistics wrong or something? Because he definitely hit the woodwork one time. But anyway, definitely a terrible way to start the season. But I don't think there is anything wrong with the tactic at all. I don't think so. But I do also want to say that I do not trust the media prediction here. I don't think we're going to end up in 5th place. We could. But seeing this game and how much possession they were able to do against us here, I have my doubts. I have my doubts that we're going to be able to actually get away with I think we're going to be more in the mid-table rather than to the top table. But I guess we'll see about that. But that was oh man, that was terrible. That was just absolutely terrible. Right, so we got some transfer business probably in between these games. And the first one is Cicinho is gonna go for 200k. We only had him for like... Yeah, he was out on loan last season. So 200k for a guy we got for free that we didn't really plan on using. Yeah, thank you kindly. And also Salomão Murato, one of our wingers that haven't really played a whole lot for us, is gonna be sold for 180k. I am very happy about these deals. That's a lot of money when you add it all up. We got a signing, and it is a loan deal for Da Silva, a promising winger, and he is gonna be played as an inverted winger on the left. We are absolutely gonna accept this. It cost us nothing, which is great news, and he is probably gonna be the starter. He is fairly good. He got all the things you want to see as an inverted winger. Maybe except from off the ball. Maybe vision is 9. That's quite low. But other than that, he is a fantastic player. He might even be the best player at the club. He might be just the best one. 3.1 million value. Wow. He's resolute personality, but of course he's not our player. He is just here for 1 season. But that is a very, very, very good signing. Okay, guys. Okay, so this is one of those with a bit of a Joker effect to it. I'm not sure if we should do it, but I might push myself toward doing it. So we got a striker here. He's called Egui Gregolin. 400 wages, regular starting time, that's a bit of a concern as well. So here's the thing. I don't know a lot about this guy. I really don't know a lot about this guy. But what I do see is he do have the jumping reach of up to 20. He do have acceleration up to 20. He have the balance of 17, flair of up to 19. Dribbling up to 18, he got technique up to 19, which is the attributes that is basically scoring goals, right? That's the goal scoring things, outside of finishing and composure. Now composure is only up to 10, finishing is only up to 13, but that might not be as important as all the physicals, the dribbling and the technique. He might be more of a winger than he is an advanced forward or anything else, but he could be very good. He could be very, very good. Let's take a look at some of the other things here before we decide. He scored... Okay, so he's probably more of a winger. Can we see, like, his... I doubt we can see that. Let's just see his form here. 7.20 from 24 games in the league in Brazil. So he's probably more of an assist maker than a goal scorer, but I mean, his goal contribution here is 10 goals, so that, or 10 goal contributions. Shots on target is 43%, that's pretty damn good. Passing is only 67, so he's probably making a lot of, you know, advanced forward kind of plays. His tackles is 1.42, which is interesting. What about his injuries? Let's check out his injuries. None. Nothing. So that's one of the cons gone already there. So we know that he doesn't have a con in that. But we, of course, don't know what other cons he could have. We don't know his personality or anything. It's one of those where if we get this right, if we get this guy right, he could be fantastic for us. But otherwise, he could also just be a little bit of a, you know, 400 wages without actually using him kind of guy. He would probably be a rotational option for Jurgensen. Or, I mean, he could be also a target forward, but I doubt that. I don't know, his heading is only up to 8, so he's not really good in the air, but with just the jumping reach there, he could be interesting. He could absolutely be interesting. We don't need him. We don't have a need for another striker, but I think I'm gonna gamble here. This is where everything is suggesting that I should gamble on this. I could also just wait because it's not going through until the January. Actually, I think we can't delay it. We can't delay it. So it's either now or never, basically. I'm not sure I can give him regular starting time. I'm gonna gamble. Again, this is probably that one time where I gamble in, you know, 2 or 3 seasons time. This is the gamble. Let's accept it and let's just hope he's good. Okay, let's just hope it. But, of course, we don't know before January, which is... yeah, it's a big gamble here. I probably didn't need to do this. I absolutely didn't need to do this. Oh, we can actually see more now. Because we signed him, we can actually see a bit more. Definitely good physicals, so that's good to see. Mentals looks okay. 12 in passing, that's pretty good. Technique is 13. Dribbling is still, it could still be very, very high. Crossing is up to 14. That's also fairly decent. He's probably more of a winger, but I don't think this is going to be a bad signing. I have a feeling this might be an okay signing. It might not be as good as it could be, but it's definitely not a bad signing. I'm pretty sure about that now. Unless he got a really bad personality, but hey, we'll see about that. Another slightly surprised transfer here is Marcos Lindo, probably our 4th choice striker, I would say. Yeah, he's being sold as well for up to 170k. I'm happy with that. Also arranged a friendly for, who are we up against here? It's Estoril Praia. I don't know, is that a Brazil team? Yeah, it is. No, it's Portugal. It's Estoril. It's Estoril in the first league. Ah, okay, that's pretty good. Wouldn't mind that. That's okay. Let's accept that. Good amount of money here. So the next game we're gonna play is against these guys, Aruker, and I just found out that if you go into the team and actually go into the team reports, you can actually see a little bit more of a couple of things. We even got a couple of analyzed stuff here, so that's pretty good. So they seem to be shooting quite a lot each game, which is, well, yeah. But they also do concede, at least in their first game, they did concede a couple of goals. At least I think this is from the first game. Let's actually check up on their schedule here. It can't be from the first game because they won their first game. So I don't know how this is calculated, but I can't really trust it all that much. Maybe it's from last season. I think this might be from last season. But anyway, it looks like they're playing a 4-2-4 formation, which is probably a very good one. And we know that they were seeded number 2 by the media, so it's definitely going to be a tough opponent, even at home. This is the one that I was expecting to lose points in. Unfortunately, we lost points in the other one as well. So I am a little bit concerned about this one. We do have a little bit of information. They played Braga and actually only lost by 1 goal here against Braga. So, yeah, they actually look pretty good, this team, Aruca here. So they're playing very narrow away from home, so that's interesting to see. What about with the ball, or without the ball, sorry? Also fairly narrow, but a way further back actually, so I don't think they're gonna go up and press us. Yeah, I think it's kind of hard to tell if there is anything we want to actually change here, so I think we're just going in to play how we want to play, and then we will see what happens, and maybe we will change a couple of things after 20 minutes, or maybe before that instead. Let's figure out who we're gonna play here. So this is only 3 days later compared to the other game, so we actually do have some issues with condition. But Roberto, Hopfer, Regis, Reis, Feiju, Pinto, Vieira, Penguinha, Da Silva, yeah, I'm gonna put him in there even when he's not sharp. Dipolar and a Gaubert up top. So we do have a couple of issues with condition because it's only 3 days later, but hopefully it should be okay. Jurgensen on the bench for this one. I'm just gonna try and do that and put Gaubert in there and see what happens. Not sure if that's a good idea or not, but yeah. Will Hawks is kind of an issue here with his fitness as well. Marcelinho not really ready to start in here, so Pinto is being pushed up into the midfield. But yeah, anyway, I think we are about ready to go, but I do expect us to... I don't think we can expect to win this one, but if we could find a draw or just play kind of good, I would be happy with that. 20 minutes in and things are looking kind of interesting. We are the better team. They are kind of sitting back and waiting for us to make a mistake, which happened 2 times where they were fairly close, but they didn't get anything on target, and nor did we. I have a couple of... I don't know. There might be a change, but I think it's hard to tell. It's really hard to tell what to do here. But I think we should probably try and do... Let's go into the tactic, actually. What I'm thinking right now is probably in possession. We probably want to work the ball into the box because of how they are playing. I don't want to play for set pieces, I don't think. Be more expressive, run a defense. I don't know. Maybe we'll take that out, actually. Or do we? How good is he at dribbling, Da Silva? He is fairly good, isn't he? No, he's not that great. I think it's just about just trying to get it into the box area more often here. Do I want to stick it on positive? Do I want to go positive here? No, I think it's wrong. I think that would be the wrong choice. Also thinking about, is there anything about the roles we could change to kind of get a goal here? I don't think so. I think we just need to work the ball into the box a little bit more than what we do. Yeah, I guess that's the change. I guess that's the change. I was also thinking about maybe putting Faiju in here instead of Regis, but he actually played quite well out here. But he's probably a better central defender than Regis is. But I don't know. Yeah, I think I'm actually gonna do that. Because Faiju is actually pretty good in the air. He got jumping reach of 16 and also strength of 11, teamwork of 16. Yeah, let's just switch them around here. But yeah, I think that's it. Well, yeah, we got an injury. Dipolar, we got a corner here, but Dipolar, he just got injured, and I'm gonna take him off. I'm not gonna risk him. So let's substitute him off for either Imbalo or Jurgensen. I think it's gonna be Jurgensen, isn't it? We haven't really tried. Maybe we should try a false 9 here. In that case, we probably need to go into the tactic, because if we take Imbalo, it does suggest Jurgensen as well. Yeah, I don't know. It's a tricky one here. It's a tricky one. I think we do Jurgensen. It's just very early for Jurgensen to come on because he doesn't really have the fitness to probably play the entire match. Are we gonna play him as a target forward? Nah, probably not. I think we're moving them around, but I don't feel like he's a target forward. I feel like he's more of a deep lying forward, maybe on attack actually. But yeah, maybe we could have one more on attack here. We got the ball anyway, so let's just try that. Unfortunately, not great with Dipolar coming off injury here. Hopefully, he wants to stay on, but injury is... What is it saying? Injury is affecting him. Yeah, we're gonna take him off. I'm not gonna risk it. Half time, and I am not happy. I'm not happy at all. It's I don't know what they did. I have no idea what they did. But after our injury here, around here, right? We just flatlined. We're not doing anything. So I guess this striker thing didn't really work out or whatever. I don't know. And then all of a sudden they just get massive amounts of chances on set pieces. Like set piece after set piece after set piece after set piece. And they are so close to scoring right now. I don't know how to do anything about that. I just don't have an answer. It's just, I'm just sitting there thinking, oh, another set piece, oh, another set piece, oh, another set piece. It's just, and they get them right after each other. You can't do anything about it. It's just so annoying, and you don't get anything against them. So they actually turned up to be the best team out there, just because of that. Like in the last 5 minutes, they just get six set pieces, and they have like an XG of 0.60 from them. It's just, what can you do about that? It's just annoying. I mean, that's also how we probably are winning some of our games. But the problem with us right now is we are not scoring on any of our set pieces, right? Like nothing. We don't. Last season we had like 1 set piece goal, and that was it. We're just not doing it. So we need to score on our open goals, and we didn't score on our big open chance here. So not great. I'm not happy. We should have scored, and we didn't. So I don't know. Let's go into the analyze and see what's going on here, because I don't think we can even take anything away from this, because it's only set pieces they get when they are getting chances. And one counter. But yeah, it's just annoying. Average starting 11. I mean, it's exactly how it looked like in the friendlies as well. And with the ball, they're just fairly narrow. I don't really have a answer to this, you know, tactically. I just don't have that. I don't know what to do about it. So I think what we are 100% gonna do is not work the ball into the box, because right now we don't have the possession in the last 20 minutes. It's just, it didn't work at all. I also think mixed crosses, probably because I mean, one of the guys are pretty good in the air and the other one is not terrible. So low crosses doesn't really help us all that much. And it doesn't seem to be working anyway. I think I actually want to go a little bit more direct, don't I? It's hard to tell. It's really hard to tell. In position, I don't think there is anything here that I really want to change at all. It's just about the in possession stuff. How are we gonna deal with the ball when we do have the ball? The problem is not winning it back. Yeah, I really don't have an answer here. I think just mix crossing and just take out work ball into the box. And I do also think we should probably change this deep lying forward thing. What are we doing here? Just double advanced forwards? Pressing forward maybe? Is he a pressing forward? Could he play pressing forward? Sort of. Sort of. Maybe it's better to do this. No, not really. Let's just do double, or just do a pressing forward and then an advanced forward, I suppose. Do I want him on support? Nah, just on attack. Yeah. But yeah, I really don't have an answer to dealing with all of those set pieces they get. It's just I don't know. I don't know if there is a thing you can do tactically, except from just not tackle harder and all of that. But again, I've said it so many times, if you take that out, our tactics would not work at all. So yeah, I think we just have to, you know, be annoyed by seeing 6 set pieces to them in a row without dealing with them, because we are not dealing with it. We're just giving another set piece right after. So it's just so annoying. But yeah, it is what it is. 1 minute into the half, and it's not even a set piece goal. I don't even know what to say anymore. But just to play into our... I don't even know what to say here. It's just terrible. 30 seconds later, Reg is down the line, and he is gonna cross it in. And who is there? Well, it's gonna be Jurgensen, who is gonna take the ball off someone making a mistake. Good, back in it. 64 minutes in, and I am pausing because we probably need to do some subs, but I also just wanted to say it seems like we're doing okay right now. Let's take a look at the match momentum. Yeah, it's, I mean overall we've been doing quite well in this game against a pretty hard opponent. So you know, we're not quite taking our chances and then giving a goal away 1 minute into this half. It's just sometimes, man. But at least it wasn't a set piece goal. But that's even more frustrating, actually, that it's not a set piece goal, because I would have expected a set piece goal. I wouldn't have expected the goal they actually got. But anyway, let's do a couple, because a couple of guys are they're done for. Pinto, he's done. Hopfer, he's done. He can't. They just can't. They can't run anymore. Oh, what are we doing here? Let's see. I think we are getting Will Huck in there. Maybe. Yeah, I think Will Huck, but he probably needs to play in the defensive midfield role, so what are we doing? Yeah, the problem is actually a couple of our central defenders are out with injury still, so we don't really have a lot with us here. Machelin, I guess he could come in. I mean, it's only 30 minutes he has to play at 35. I guess he could come in there. And then just Hopfer and Will Huck, and then we can switch side with Will Huck and Regis. Yeah, I guess that's gonna be it. Alright, so that's 2 subs, so we got 2 more subs to go, but we're probably gonna wait with them. Probably gonna be Reis, maybe, or Penguinha. He hasn't... 6.8 is actually not that terrible. Silver is not having the best game in the world, but he's also not really match sharp, so I can't really blame him too much. Okay, there we are. 79 minutes in, and we've been the best team, but all of a sudden they get their first highlight in this half. And what do you think? Yeah, it's of course a set piece goal. What else? So yeah, I think they must. I think how the AI is doing this is probably they're playing on cautious for most of the half, and then they're putting it on positive or attacking or something, playing in a higher tempo. Because yeah, sure, they got better players than us. But it's just so frustrating to look at this. So what can we do about it? Not a whole lot, to be honest. We can't really do it. Tactically, I don't think there is a lot to do here. What I will do, because we are 1, this result doesn't mean anything to us. We can't use that. So we're going to use our last 2 subs, and then we're definitely going to go very attacking, because we need a goal. We need to play in a very high tempo. We're going to put someone in that is both fairly quick. I think Penguinha is probably coming off, and I don't really like putting a midfielder in there, but I think we are going to do that. Who is actually the quickest of these 2 or most physical? Probably Saulo, but I'm not sure. Gonçalves, yeah, pace is 7, so I think probably Saulo. Sorry, can you please give me that? 10, 12. Yeah, I think we are going to go with Saulo here instead of Penguinha. And yeah, I think we are also probably going to give... I mean, Reis, he's pretty much done, but I think we need something up front rather than you know, in the central defense area here. Imbalo, Di Paolo, we can't really do anything there. I think it's gonna be Imbalo instead of Silva here. I mean, yeah, I need to try something. So just very attacking, play straight for the... I don't know. It's just, oh man, these 2 games have been so frustrating to look. I know it's just been frustrating that every single time I see a highlight for them, it's just how many highlights I see for us compared to them, and then they score on these set piece goals, and that 1 goal in the half as well here, just 1 minute in. It's just incredibly annoying to watch. 89 minutes in, and Regis is putting it into Verhaag, who is gonna find Imbalo. He's gonna take a lucky shot here, and it snaps in. And I actually thought it was offside because, yeah, as you can see here, that was the goal we needed. Now, here's the other thing. We also had 2 other big chances for Jurgensen, and he didn't take them. He had like a 0.40 XG and a 0.30 XG. He didn't take them, right? In the last 10 minutes or 8 minutes or whatever it is. So we could have been 3-2 now. Full time, 2-2. Not terrible, but also frustrating to watch. You guys are lucky that you didn't watch this, because we had... I mean, I don't know how many highlights compared to them. They had like, I don't know, 4 highlights. We had like, I don't know, 15. So it gets to a point where you're just sitting there thinking, oh, we're not going to score this one. Nope, we're not going to score this one. Nope, it's not going to happen. And you know when they're getting a highlight, it's going to be something massive. So it's just a little bit frustrating to look at, to be honest. We had 2 clear-cut chances. We scored on both of them. They had 1. They scored 2 goals. Off the target. We are definitely a little bit too much on off the target here. 8 of them is off the target. That's not great, but yeah, I mean, it's so frustrating to watch our Jurgensen here with absolutely sitters. He had open goals and he just didn't take them. But I mean, I can't be too unhappy. I'm not unhappy about the result, because I did not expect us to win it overall. But seeing where our statistics are, and we just don't get the results that we probably deserve, that's annoying. And then you see these set piece goals that they get, and you know, it's what can we do? We don't get any set piece goals at all, right? Nothing. And I don't understand why, because we have fairly decent players in the air, we have fairly decent set piece takers. We just don't get them. But anyway, that's the second game here, and I guess it's actually probably a decent result against a pretty good team. Di Paula is out for 3 weeks, so he is gonna miss some of the season here. Not great, our best striker is out. We got a new chief scout, that is good. He is called Jolson Correra, and he's actually Brazilian, so we might tap more into the Brazilian market in the future. Not too surprising, is it? Rafael Rosa have been sold for £235,000. I am pretty happy with that. Oh, we might have a problem here. So, whatever that name is, Felgueras actually came in with a bit of 100k for Roberto. He's currently listed as, well, he's not listed, but I put it to 220, and when they came in with this 100k bid, I was just putting it to 250 just to, you know, pull them off us. But nope, they just accepted it straight away. So are we gonna lose our main goalkeeper and find a new one? I mean, he's been good. Don't get me wrong. He might be worth more than 300k actually. But 300k, we could go out and find a really good goalkeeper for the money that we got right now. I mean, a really good one. If we can pay the wages, like 1,000 in wages, and get a really, really solid goalkeeper, that might be worth it. That might be worth it. Do we have a goalkeeper out there that could come in that is better? I think so. I've seen a couple, so I think so. So I think we're actually gonna agree to this one. 300k is that's definitely a good sign. That's pretty good. But the thing is, I think Roberto have been worth that kind of money, and we could probably also get 400k for him. But maybe more is gonna come in now when we have accepted it. Maybe. But we'll definitely go look for another goalkeeper now. Well, we might have another issue as well, because Jan-Lucas Jurgensen just got accepted on 230k. Now, I wish I could get a lot more for him, to be honest, because he is a leader, but he is also on 750 pounds. I don't think he's worth that kind of money. He's not been that good. Sort of, he has, but the leadership he is bringing, that's a bit of a worry for me. And I'm not sure, I mean, yeah, his transfer value 250 here. That's because he wanted that low. He actually wants to... I mean, he doesn't have any interest in actually joining these guys, but I think we're going to allow him to go over there and make a bit of a, you know, a fuss and see what he comes up with. Because if we could again go out and find an even better striker than Jørgensen for his spot... Maybe. I mean, if I could, I would probably do it. We still have time. We still have like 10 days before the transfers are closing. I don't think actually we'll get there in this episode. We might actually end the episode here because there's still more to do in these episodes. Maybe not. We'll probably play one more game, but yeah, there's definitely still things to do in the transfer market. So I think this episode would be way too long if I just played 2 more games. But anyway, I think we're gonna accept it and see what happens. I don't think... I mean, they need to give him a massive contract to get that going. I think he needs probably 1,500 in wages for him to move over there. But if that happens, we definitely are looking for a new striker if that happens. All right, so next team we're going to play here is Firenze, and they have won both of their first games. So it's not going to be easy, this one. Not at all. And I only think we're actually going to play one more because I don't think I can, time, right? I think I want to keep it below 1 hour here if I can. So anyway, 4-3-3, yeah, it's gonna be a 4-3-3 again. Average position with the ball is extremely wide. Okay, that is good to know because we can probably counter them and probably take advantage in the mid then. That's pretty good. Without the ball, fairly narrow, but there is gonna be some time where they need to get back in position where we could probably take advantage of that. Also fairly high line or mid block probably. This is probably a mid block. But I do absolutely think we should go to cautious here. I mean, they won their first 2 games and we are away from home. So yeah, that seems like a pretty good idea. Now the question is, how can we take advantage of how they're playing? I think the underlap right is probably pretty good here. I think also attacking with is probably how it should be. I don't really see anything here that I really want to take out actually. Or put in for that matter. No, I think we're good here. I think this is fine. And I think also that goes for the transition and opposition play. Yeah, I don't think there is anything we actually need to change except from just putting it on cautious here. I think that's pretty much what we want to do. The only thing that I'm wondering about doing here is probably putting the inverted winger on support. But then again, we kind of want to also have those runners in there behind them, so maybe not. Yeah, I think we're fine. Let's put in our team here. It will be Roberto in goal. Hopfer Tressa is finally getting his comeback, or well, he hasn't really played for us, so he's coming in for the first time because of the injuries. Reis is still in there. Hasn't actually, well, 6.84. I guess that's pretty good. Faidu, Pinto, Marcelinho, so actually both of the defensive midfielders because I want to be a little bit more solid here. Gonçalves, Da Silva, Gaubert, and Jørgensen. Unfortunately, we do have a couple of injuries. Haag is out, Rodriguez is out, Pinguinhar is out, De Paula is out, so quite a few injuries. So our bench, well, it's not quite as good as before. We got Lopez, Silva, Regis, Arthur, Enrique, Vieira, Saulo, Hugo, and Imbalo. I wouldn't say that's our strongest bench, but hey, it is what it is. Alright, so let's go. Let's hope we can find a win here. Well, you know what? I would take a draw. I would actually, with how they haven't even conceded. They haven't conceded in any of the 2 games they played. So a draw here wouldn't be terrible, I suppose. This is a bit of a special one because it is a highlight straight from the start. Pinto into Marcelinho, who is gonna pass it into Gaubert, into Faidu, and Faidu, he is gonna cross it in. Jørgensen not getting it in, but Gaubert is there after 19 seconds. 12 minutes later, Gaubert into Pinto, and Pinto is finding space for Marcelinho, and he is finding Jørgensen with a through ball. Lovely. 20 minutes in, 2-0, can't complain. Now, I don't think this is gonna be a complete walk in the park. I think we got a little bit lucky as well, and tactically we got it spot on probably. So here's the thing, they already hit the post, right? So they are not scared of us. They will come up there, and they also had a set piece highlight. Surprise, surprise. So this is not over. I think they're gonna get back into it. But tactically, I don't think there is anything we want to do here. Look how far back we are, right? Look how we're just countering. Every time that they are going to try and come into us, we are going to sit really far back for some reason, and then we're going to counter them, and we get those balls into the midfield and then into the attackers. So far it seems to be working for us, especially with the winger. It's often the winger getting the ball on our right-hand side here. So, yeah, I mean, happy day so far, but I do expect us to probably concede at some stage here. Well, this is 10 seconds later, so fight you into Gonçalves, and he's heading it in. 3-0 after 10 seconds where I just paused it. Half time, 3-0 up. I did not see that one coming. Do we deserve it? No, probably not. Probably not. I think it's a fairly even game, actually. I think they're doing fine. They are definitely getting more into it now, as we can also tell from the XG. And if we're taking a look at the analytic data here, we can't even see it here. Where is the... oh, maybe it's not here. Match stats? Nah, that's not what I'm looking for. I was looking for, what's it called? Match momentum, but we can't actually see it here for some reason. But yeah, definitely a more even game compared to what the score line is suggesting. So I wouldn't be surprised if they do get a goal against us in the second half. But so far so good. I mean, it's really hard to complain about this. We are clinical. We are doing really well here. Oh boy, we got an injury to Marcelinho. That is not great. We do have, replacements for him, but it's not great because he is one of the better players at the club, I would say. He is playing on that volante role, and he actually did quite well. Not quite what we brought him in to do, but yeah. So what I'm thinking is we probably just throw Enrique in there. And we might as well make another sub here because it is 59 minutes in, and I can see that the Silver, yeah, he's struggling a little bit here. Unfortunately, we're not taking out any of our yellow cards, but it is what it is. I think Imbalo or Hugo. I think I'm giving it to Imbalo because he did score the last time we put him in. So let's just give Imbalo another chance here. And I think we'll also actually change this to defensive because we don't... I don't really like defensive. Let's just bring Colchis in there again. They're definitely the better team right now. So again, I think they might score against us, but... We'll see about it. 70 minutes in and a match momentum is actually going our way again. They don't really seem to get through and get any chances, and we just counter them and then we get a set piece and stuff like that. So it looks pretty good right now. It doesn't look like they can actually do anything. So I think we're just going to take off some of these yellow cards and also whoever is maybe in need of coming off. I think Gonçalves and Hopfer here, the 2 yellow cards and 2 of them that are pretty low in terms of condition. Gonçalves for Saulo. He hasn't really played a lot, Saulo, because Gonçalves is probably just a little bit better than him. But I think Saulo is fine. And right now, our other winger, I forgot his name, is injured. So it's only those 2 we actually have. So there we go, that's 2 subs. Well, 74 minutes in, they do get a goal, and not surprising, it's gonna be a set piece. Thankfully, we are also capable of scoring goals from a set piece, in this case a throw-in. Enrique into Saulo, and he's gonna get his first goal. I think we can safely say that we're gonna win this one now, so I think we can make our last sub here in 82 minutes in. So who are we gonna take off? I think it's got to be Joe here. I would like to keep him playing next game as well. So probably, yeah, let's give it Arthur here. Arthur is the new player we signed near the, well, not near the end, but the latest player we basically signed. I think we're gonna give him a bit of playtime here. Full time, 4-1, and they did actually manage to score again, but VAR, which is something we have in this league here, said no, it was offside. So yeah, 4-1 is I did not expect us to win this one with a 4-1 result. That is incredible. That is definitely incredible. I don't know, player of the match Jurgensen. Should we sell him? I mean, that's, I don't even know, man. I might sell him. I might end up selling him. But I'm not sure. I feel like we shouldn't because he's good enough to keep, and I don't think he is bad enough to sell for the amount that they want. If it was like 400,000, then I would probably do it. But it just doesn't feel right to sell him for what was it, 230k? It doesn't feel right. But I think I'm gonna leave you without knowing if we're gonna sell him. It could happen because this episode is already too long. I think it's just too much to go through all of that. We still have some transfers to be done. We still have one more game. It will be another 25 minutes, right? So I think what we're gonna do here is, well, you guys not knowing if we're gonna sell him or there's gonna be more transfers, right? So that's gonna be for next time. But I think we're gonna come back in the mid section down here somewhere. So I'm gonna play quite a few games and come back in the mid section. So we have an episode here, and we also have an episode near the end of the season because there is no split in this. There's no split in this league. It's just one league all the way through, which is nice for a change. So yeah, guys, I hope you have enjoyed it. We'll just go over here, hit the wrong thing, but there we go. Club page, like we like to. That is where we like to stop the episode, of course. So yeah, again, I hope you have enjoyed it, and not the best start to the season, but we could actually still reach those 7 points that because we got 4 points right now, so we could get to 7 points in that 4th match that we didn't play here. So maybe that happens, maybe it doesn't, we'll see. You won't know until next time. So yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you around next time.